Hello and welcome to our channel. In today's video, we want to talk about our 3-month stay in Krakow, Poland. We were there this summer from June through August.
So why Krakow? Why Poland? Well, we wanted to go somewhere brand new for us, and we knew we wanted to spend the summer in Europe. We saw some other travel videos on Krakow, and it looked absolutely gorgeous, and we really wanted to visit. So that's why we made our choice of Krakow.
Yeah. And we also wanted to avoid the crowded, the crowded European cities that most people go to in the summer. So we felt that Krakow might be a nice in between there.
Yeah, and it turned out that it was. It wasn't. We didn't see the heavy crowds like we saw some other in other cities in Europe. Yeah. So we stayed in the neighborhood of Podgórze. It's on the south side of the Vistula River. We loved the neighborhood. It was very local, very quiet, and just a very comfortable stay.
And very safe too, although I gotta say that is what the city is like. It's a very safe city.
Yeah.
You can walk everywhere. And even though that neighborhood is not in the main area of Krakow, so easy to navigate. Again, the location-wise, it was very nice.
Absolutely. The public transportation is extremely good, and we were able to walk to we had two nearby tram stops.
Within, what, 5-minute walk?
5 to 7 minute walk, yeah. And in addition, there was actually a main train station, the Zablochi station. And that station, we could take the train to get to the main Krakow station, Krakow Główny, and we also were able to use the Zablochi station to go to the Waliczka salt mine. So it was very versatile, and we used that same station to go to the airport.
Yeah, very well connected. Even if you're not staying in the heart of Krakow, transportation is really great.
Exactly. It made it really easy for the side trips that we took, and you can watch out for future videos for our side trips to Zakopane and to Wrocław. One of the things that we just adored about Krakow was the cafe culture and the tea culture. Everywhere we walked, there was a beautiful little coffee shop, and there was always a nice little courtyard in the back of the coffee shop where you could sit and hang out in the shade. Cute little tables, chairs. It was just a beautiful setting.
When you visit Krakow, do not be afraid to go inside these cafes.
Yeah.
They might not look like much on the outside. Sometimes it's just maybe a small little courtyard in the outside, but go inside. Usually they're decorated beautifully, and you got some hidden courtyards in the back that are just awesome.
There's some neat cafes, and there's very antique old pictures, old furniture inside. And the tea culture there is really strong too. We didn't realize it. We're coffee people, as you can see, but the tea culture is really strong there. And we would go into little tea shops that had hundreds of different types of teas available.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that you can buy the tea to take home,
Yeah.
and you can also have tea service there. Very nice.
Yeah.
Another thing that's amazing in Krakow is the dining variety. So of course, you're going to get there and you're going to have your Polish food. You're going to have your pierogies and all the other yummy pork cutlet and borscht and all that stuff, and bigos, all delicious things to try. You got to get in there and try all this amazing food. Okay,
so
but in addition to that, you have other kinds of cuisine that maybe are not as easily found in other areas.
Yeah.
So we went to a Ukrainian restaurant that was not only beautiful, super affordable, but also very, very delicious food. We also went to a Georgian restaurant. Again, different cuisine that we'd never tried before. Very delicious as well.
Very delicious.
And everything really well priced.
Yeah. There were actually a couple of Georgian restaurants in Krakow. And then you have your sushi, and you have your Thai, and we got ramen at a couple different places.
And there's actually a Michelin star Thai restaurant in Krakow that is very delicious. And was not really expensive as what you would imagine a Michelin star restaurant to be.
No, there are quite a few Michelin recommended or Michelin recognized restaurants. That's a neat little app that you can check, and they were very affordable places. There's a lot of great dining options in Krakow. No shortage.
Yes.
No.
And another thing that just Krakow is blowing out of the park is their ice cream.
Lodi.
It is. I am not an ice cream person. I
am.
You are.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yeah, so
So
the ice cream is just mind-blowingly good. I don't really know what it is. They do have a variety of flavors of ice cream. I wonder, I believe maybe just the quality of ingredients, but the ice cream is excellent. We went to a ice cream shop called Figo, and it was quite the walk to get there, but I think we went 3 times. Yeah, we went 3 times, I believe. The ice cream there, if you go to Poland, get the ice cream. There are multiple chain ice cream shops, and you just got to try it. It's really good.
Yes.
Yeah.
And really, I mean, it just seems like dessert is something that they do very well here, because another thing you fell in love with is the Cernik, which is their cheesecake.
It's their cheesecake. So not like United States cheesecake where it's really heavy on the cream cheese. The consistency of it is more fluffy, and they use the cheese or ingredient that they use is more of a yogurt. But
very delicious,
yeah.
decadent, but not too sweet.
Yeah.
And not just the Cernik, but also just baked goods. I mean, really, the bakeries, their donuts, which is punchkis.
Yeah, punchkis.
You gotta get in there and try this stuff. It's so good.
Yeah, it's so yummy.
Of course, we can't eat out all the time. We have to cook at home. We're trying to stay as healthy as possible here. So grocery shopping in Poland is very easy, very accessible. There's a grocery store called Biedronka.
Yeah.
The locals know it well. We are probably the only tourists every time we went.
That means ladybug. And it's actually a Portuguese company, but Biedronka is probably one of their most popular grocery stores. They also have Lidl there, but our nearest was Biedronka.
Yeah. And you can find anything, and the prices are great, and you're going to be shopping with locals. It's a little bit chaotic, especially when you don't understand what half the stuff means.
Yeah, you're using
it's a
Google.
bit of a challenge.
Google Translate is your best friend.
Google Translate to the rescue.
And then you're converting kilograms to pounds, and it is a challenge. Yeah.
But it's an experience, and when you're trying to stay a long time in a place, you got to get in there and just intermingle with the locals and do what they do, right?
It sounds funny, but one of our favorite things to do as travelers is to go to a grocery store. It's a cultural experience.
Yes.
If you go to a grocery store in a foreign country,
yes,
it's a challenge, it's a cultural experience, it's fun, it's exhausting, but you walk out with a bag full of food and you're like, okay.
You made it.
You made it. Yeah. So.
Another thing that's really, really awesome to visit in Krakow and to shop is the Stary Kleparz market. Yeah. One of the oldest markets in Krakow.
It's one of the oldest markets and marketplaces in Krakow, yeah.
Full of vendors. Now, you can buy so much fruit, vegetables. There's sandwich shops, there's cheese shops.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
There's butcher shops in there. There's a shop that specifically sells pasta. They have homemade pasta, fresh pasta.
There's a place that specifically sells coffee and tea. That's where we got our coffee. Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's so awesome to go. The people are so nice. Yeah. And
during the warmer months, Stary Kleparz has a market. It's like an art and food bazaar. They're open on Sundays that day. It's really cool to go to, and there's additional vendors and a lot more going on there.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is great to visit. We went several times, most of the times to shop, but also just to walk around and take it in.
There's a specific tram stop called Stary Kleparz. So it's easy to find, easy to get to, and right from the tram stop.
Yes.
Yeah.
And of course, Żabka.
Yeah.
You cannot go to Krakow, Poland without talking about Żabka.
No, yeah, there's about 2 per block would be. There's a lot of żabkas. It means frog in Polish, and it's just a convenience store, and they have everything that you could need at very affordable prices. And we enjoyed getting their little żabka hot dog. Every day they run a happy hour where it's a 2-for-1 special
On the hot dogs.
on the hot dogs.
And it's actually really yummy. So
Yeah.
you should try it. It looks different,
Yeah.
but it is actually pretty good.
Yeah. It's a cool experience too. Just one of those things you got to do. We saw a YouTube video when we were researching Krakow and researching Poland, and someone mentioned to go to Żabka and get this hot dog, and I'm like, okay, we'll try it, and we tried it, and
We had it several
we
times.
loved it, so we had it several times.
And if you're walking by and you pass one, don't worry. There'll be another one within a couple minutes.
And I mean, we're coffee drinkers, and I don't usually think much of gas station or convenience store coffee, but they have little coffee machines inside Żabka that they'll freshly grind coffee. So I like a flat white, so I would go in and make a Żabka flat white, and it's surprisingly delicious. It was a really decent cup of coffee for cheap and quick, and you get your coffee and go.
It's a convenience store, but not the type of convenience store that you're used to.
No,
It is
no.
next level.
It's next level and very affordable. You know, you typically think of go to a convenience store, it's convenient, so it's expensive. That's not really the case with Żabka. It's convenient and affordable.
Yeah.
So one of the things that's really important to us in our travels is to try to stay healthy. I know all we've been talking about is food
And ice cream.
and ice cream. Yeah. But we try to get a gym membership wherever we go, wherever we stay. And we were here for 3 months, and we got a gym membership at a gym called Platinum Fitness. And it was great. It actually worked out really well for us. They had a month-to-month plan. So we were able to join in the app. You could do it on the app or on the website. We were a little confused, so we did it at the gym. We had them kind of help us along. But it was 89 zloty. And comes out to about $22, $23 per month. And it was easy to cancel when we were done and when we were leaving. But the gym was phenomenal. It was like brand new. The equipment was excellent quality, multiple machines, multiple rooms in the gym, lots of free weights, places for deadlifting, places for squatting, places to do pull-ups.
And it even had a sauna.
Yeah.
Which was great.
Yeah, we're finding that a bit of a challenge as we go around. We do like a dry, hot sauna, and it's not that easy to find. And they had a sauna. So that was a wonderful gym.
Very affordable, and we really enjoyed how easy they made it for us foreigners to come in and join the gym during the time that we were there. Not only to join, but to cancel when we were done. During the time that Poland was occupied by the Germans, there was a lot of unfortunate things done to the Jews there. And Krakow, well, not Krakow, but in Poland, you have the Auschwitz Birkenau concentration camp. And of course, you know, it's one of those things that is very sad, but you got to go and see. It's a terrible time in our history that Poland has continued to preserve the history here. And even though it's sad, it's something important to see. And if you have the opportunity, you're there, go and see this for yourself and be there in the place where it all happened.
Yeah, it's important that we understand what happened so that history never gets repeated again.
Right.
Our way of visiting different Holocaust museums and stuff, there were heavy days, so we would typically, when we went to the Schindler factory, we didn't do much else that day. When we visited Auschwitz-Birkenau, it was a Airbnb experience that we did, and we can leave the link for that. But it was a heavy day, but we're glad we did the Airbnb experience because the guide gave us so much important information, and it's hard, but it's very important to visit and understand, or try to begin to understand what they went through so that it never happens again.
And Krakow has done a great job with preserving some of this. There's a square that were, Jews were rounded up, and they have preserved that area. There's part of the wall that was built around the city where Jews were kept in, that it has been preserved. And we really appreciate the history here, even though it's sad. And the city is so beautiful. So it's tough to imagine this sadness in such a beautiful place, but they've done a good job in kind of mixing the two, and it's great to be there and see it.
The city was well preserved. It wasn't destroyed during the war, and so the old town is the actual old town, and it's absolutely gorgeous. Now we didn't stay in the old town like we said, but we visited the old town many times, and it's just so awesome to go and walk around all of these historic buildings and see
the cloth hall market is beautiful. The architecture, the tower, you get to climb up the tower and get some beautiful views from up there. And of course, St. Mary's Basilica. Basilica?
St. Mary's Basilica.
St. Mary's Basilica. It's just gorgeous.
One of the towers was being worked on while we were there, so there was scaffolding up around the tower. We did go inside the church, and it was the most ornate, most beautifully decorated interior of a church I've really ever seen.
Yes.
And it's just stunningly gorgeous. So, and pop into all of the churches while you're there.
Definitely.
If there's a church, just step in and take a look, as long as there's not a service going on, because they're all gorgeous in their own way.
Yes.
There's some that you can step down to the crypt and go down to the crypt. There's others that are tiny, but they're all impressive in their own way. And always go to the front. Of course, that's the altar is beautiful.
Area.
But turn around and look at the organ too, because that organ area is usually really cool, really beautiful to see.
Yeah.
So
beautiful places to see in Krakow. There's so many beautiful places you can walk around and really take in the city. And this Old Town area, it is a UNESCO World Heritage Site.
The entire Old Town area is a UNESCO.
And we can see why.
Yeah.
When you're walking around, you're like, wow, this is just beautiful. So definitely a must-do here when you're in Krakow.
It feels
walk around.
like a fairy tale. Like, it's magical when you walk into Old Town.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
Something very interesting. There's a park that surrounds Old Town, and it literally goes all the way around that part of the city.
A horseshoe-shaped park, if you look at a map.
And it is just so nice to walk around that park. When you're done with Old Town, or before you go into Old Town, walk around that park. It is so serene, benches all over, people sitting down.
It's well shaded, so you can walk in there on a warm summer or sunny day even and get some shade, sit in the bench.
Beautiful city. I mean, of course, also the area where the Vistula River is, that area, you walk on both sides of the river, you can walk. So
we love a city with a river, and it's awesome that they have it laid out the way they do. You can walk or run or bike on either side, and there's a specific bike lane, and the pathway goes underneath the bridges. So you don't ever have to worry about traffic. Just as a pedestrian, just bicycle traffic is all you have to worry about.
Exactly. And it's just beautiful during the day to get those river views and the boats and the people. And at night is also, the bridges are lit up and they are just gorgeous. Yeah.
It's an awesome city day and night to walk around. We love it.
What a beautiful city.
First time in Krakow, not our last. And I know we definitely need to see the other cities in Poland. We did take a couple of side trips, like I mentioned, but we spent the bulk of our time in Krakow, and I'm really glad we did. It's lovely. It
was really fun to navigate as a tourist, but it was also very easy and relaxing to live as a local.
Yeah, it was a great city.
We hope you enjoyed this video regarding our time in Krakow, Poland. If you did, hit the like button and subscribe to our channel to see more of our content.
And slow travel with us.
Bye.